Now we're here. The internet was really slow. I don't know if you could hear me, but I ran and turned off my phone. So, we're here today to talk about a lost technique from Atlantis. And I invite your questions in the chat. I'm going to share the technique with you that I received from Thoth, who is the author of the Emerald Tablets, which were written over 36,000 years ago. I'm studying those now, and I'm surprised to see that so many of the quotes in there sound almost like the scriptures. So today I'm going to be teaching you this technique, and I do want to share. I'm studying this book. This was the original translation of the Emerald Tablets by L'Oreal. Now, it's endorsed by Greg Braden and Drunvalo Melchizedek. If you want to change your life, get this book. Can you see it? It's on Amazon. I'm also studying by Billy Carson, which is a compendium of the Emerald Tablets. Both very good. So every morning, almost every single morning, I channel. And how do I do it? I sit down and they know, hey, she's ready. So with Thoth, this is the message that he gave to me. Now I'm going to read it, and yet his consciousness was speaking to me, add more, add more, add more. So as I go along and I feel his information coming in, I will transmit it. And hi, Christina. Hi, Lee. I'm glad to see you here. So this was on September 9th, yesterday. And he says, the return to more light has been a very slow progression. And he refers back to the people of Atlantis. Even as the people of Atlantis made a decision to entrust their most precious treasures, which was information, of wisdom, to a few who migrated, so shall you bring forth new wisdom that will cause more light to grow in the hearts of men. I want to stop there and add something that I've taught before. Atlantis just didn't all of a sudden disappear. They knew, wise ones knew that destruction was coming. Many were migrated out so that the technologies would not be lost, so that the seed would not disappear. Many of those have migrated to inner earth, which I did a whole different video on that. Let me continue with the message. The wisdom is simple. Light brings more joy. Dark brings confusion. Now, he wants me to add this. We don't often think of confusion as a dark energy. And I'm not saying it, well, okay. We think of something dark as something blatantly evil. And yet, when you feel in a state of confusion, your life is topsy-turvy. And so as we go along with different lessons, there will be different methods for you to recognize this is not of the light, and I can command it to be gone. And you're not going to get all into thinking about dark, dark, dark. What you think about, you bring about. You know that. However, you're going to be aware when you're under oppressive energy, and you're going to immediately take authority and call in light. Now, I'm going to continue with the message direct from Thoth. They feel, okay, people don't recognize that the confusion they feel is a choice moment. Make a choice moment to ask for more light to be drawn into their being. Man was made to command light. Man was made to command light. Man was made to command light. Humans are not accustomed to commanding light. Most feel it would be arrogant to do so. This commanding of light can be and should be for the smallest of things. If you have a niggling worry, minor worry, command light to that situation and repeat. I am going to guide you in an actual exercise after I bring this message. Be in a constant state of commanding light. This is not arrogance, beloveds. This is your birthright. You have not practiced. And that's why you feel you've not been successful. You wait for a huge problem to come along, and then you ask for light, or you beg and plead with some deity figure to rescue you. This is not meant as criticism. He's going to explain about this more and how we can advance further. Isn't that why you're here? You want to advance further. You want to have relief for some of your problems. There are spectrums of light you know not of. This is from Thoth. And it's not written down, but as I was getting ready to do this video, he said to me, Rebecca, there is not any problem known to man that doesn't already have a spectrum of light created to be the solution for that. This includes every disease, every issue, relationship issue. There is already a spectrum of light. Now, what do I mean? There are specific, by the way, it's me and him together now. There are specific frequencies of light, spectrums, he might call them, that are created to address every issue you might ever encounter. I'm going to finish with the message and then I'm going to expand more on that. There is light that is most beneficial for each issue. And you can say, I command the frequency of light, the stream of light, the spectrum. He likes the word spectrum because it can be different gradient realities of that light to come to me. Keep the stream going by thinking of it often. Now, what are you going to think of often? The problem? No. You're going to imagine light. And when you call in light, it's best to call it and see it in spiral forms. Will you see it with your real eyes? No. Unless you're really, really visual and way more psychic than I am. But imagine it coming in spirals and circles. Why? The dark can't come in spirals and circles. It's an automatic protection. So, Instead of seeing the problem, see the light stream spiraling around and correcting the problem. And always ask, what is my part in this? The days of being helpless are over. What is my part in this? What action might I take? So that's the written. And hi, Kathleen. Hi, Tammy. He asked me to guide you in an exercise. At first, give you some more information. There are techniques that you might consider faster for getting rid of a pain. For instance, tapping EFT is often lightning quick, and this is good. However, he says to return to the roots of commanding light, it's good to start at the baby step level. Nothing wrong with adding tapping or any modality to anything, except for maybe Reiki, because that's a separate thing. However, as you learn to command light in small things, Thoth says that humans have a tendency to want everything all at once. This is the age of instant gratification. If our internet takes more than 3 seconds to load, we're pissed off. So I was having trouble making this video go live, and I'm like, what? It's not live in 2 seconds? So being willing to use this light, and also when you call in the frequency of light, you don't need to know the name of it. You're going to call it like this. Pay attention. I call for the frequency of light that is most beneficial for this aspect of this problem at this time. Now, why are you doing it like that? Because Thoth says that a different frequency might be more appropriate at another time. This is cumulative as you call in light, and that frequency, the residue of the frequency will not leave you. And he said before that when you're doing healing work, it's very good to be repetitive at least 12 times. Why? Because there can be 12 layers of resistance. 12 layers of resistance is kind of like the median. There can be more. And so this is learning patience and learning how to command light. Later on, you can command light for a huge thing, but not until you're experienced. Would you give the keys of a Maserati to a 14-year-old? Not if you were wise. And so he'll be giving more information and exercises with light in the coming days. This is a little practice. So, any questions about what I said? Lee says she can't see me. Is anyone else not seeing me? My camera's on. If you can see me, just say yes in the chat. Okay, Tammy sees me. So I'm sorry, Lee. It could be your phone. Okay. Thank you all. So I lost my train of thought. Okay. Pick a small problem. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of somebody. I know you're all saying, my finances. Well, that's huge. You know, so many teachers have said this. What is a small segment about your finances that you might want light to? What about your body condition? If you have some big disease, that could be a huge condition. but what is a small aspect of that? Now, I'm going to give you an example. Earlier, I was having some really kind of severe body aches because I just got poisoned and I'm getting over it. And part of the way I got over it was by using another technique from Thoth, which I should have repeated more times than I did, because you get relief and then you're like, ah. So 20 minutes before this video, my legs are cramping, and it's just some of the old residue of the toxins. But I did this exercise I'm going to share with you, and now I can't even feel it. However, I called the specific spectrum of light that is most beneficial for this pain in my legs. Please come to me now. And then I simply imagined it spiraling and spiraling around my legs. And you don't have to hold the vision for a long, long time. You call it in, let it do the work, and then you repeat it later. The residue stays, the residue stays. And 5 days ago, when I got poisoned, I could barely move. And now, big hair and everything. So everybody got a little problem. If you want to share, you can share if you'd like. Something small. For instance, if your finances are a problem, and I know that a lot of us do have that, what's a little aspect of that? A particular debt that needs to be paid. I feel some of you have money owed to you, and it's digging you in the gut because they're not paying you. Some of you are needing employment. Some of you are needing to get more clients, which there's another technique for that. We're not going to do it today. So find, okay, Linda M. has water retention. So let's break that down, and thank you for being brave. So Linda, let's break that water retention down and bring the awareness to one area of your body where you have it the worst, okay? And Tammy needs employment. Kathleen injured her finger. It's getting better slowly. Finger is good because it's small. Okay. So here's what you do. It's simple. You don't need to be all freaking holy and worthy. You're just human, okay? All right. So repeat after me. I call the spectrum of light that is most beneficial for this condition at this time. And then just see a spectrum of light spiraling towards you and going straight to that issue. If it's in your body, if it's something outside of yourself, see that special spectrum of light going straight to that and beginning the work. Now, you don't have to do the work for it. As a matter of fact, a whole bunch of attention to the problem is going to be detrimental. Put your attention on the light. See it twirling around. See it twirling around. And just relax. If the issue is in your body, allow your body to just relax and let the light do the work. You did the work by commanding it. And then asking your spirit within, what's my part in this? What's my part in this? Is there any action I need to take? And you'll just get some guidance if there's something you need to do. And so just take some breaths in and out. And I'm going to do a special one for Tammy, which can help anyone who's looking for something to come to them. So, Tammy, you called in the specific light that's beneficial for this today. And see that light spiraling out to that situation, that job. It might be a better one than you interviewed for. Trust the light. Trust that you can command the light and trust that the work is being done. Now, repeat this exercise up to at least 12 times. And it's simple. I'm going to say it again. Command the specific light that's beneficial for this issue at this time. See it spiraling in. Release the focus on the problem. Focus on the light. Okay, so I think Thoth just wants to come in and give a word. I've been feeling him. I'm transmitting what he's saying, but yes, indeed. Beloveds, I have asked Rebecca to step aside momentarily and to allow me to express my gratitude to you for carrying on the tradition and being willing to learn these techniques that were from the colony of Atlantis, that I was from and was beneficial in taking it further in advancement. Yes, it is I, Thoth, who am offering my wisdom, my services to all those who would reach out to me and to the light. What is important is that you do bring more light into your being. When you feel that all is lost, you find yourself focusing on that which you are losing. Is that not true, beloveds? And yet, as you resist staying focused on that and call for the light, call for my assistance, you can use the sacred words, Chiquetic, Arlik, Volmalites, Chiquetic, Arlik, Volmalites, Chiquetic, Arlik, Volmalites. That is the sacred words that call me to you. However, beloveds, I ask you to resist always looking to an outside deity figure, and know that you have your own spirit within that is every bit as powerful as any deity in all of the cosmos. It is just that your humanness does not believe in the power of your spirit. What we are doing here today in bringing in more light and bringing in the full spectrums of this light is causing your spirit to expand and grow in ways that you cannot imagine. Some of you even have manifested different problems so that you would be on this video here today, listening and beginning to call in the different spectrums, beginning to do the repetition, for there is not one priest or priestess in the times of Atlantis, in the temples of Isis, who was not dedicated to repetition, who did not feel that they were born already powerful and knowing all. Jesus the Christ came to be educated. Why did he not start his ministry until his 30s? Because he was learning, because he was doing the rituals, doing the repetition, learning how to manipulate what? Light. This is your birthright. I am Thoth, and I'm grateful. Mm. Thank you, Thoth. I'm Rebecca, and I'm also grateful. So, any questions for Thoth before we end this broadcast? Check in with yourself and see how you're feeling. It may be subtle, and yet it will last. It will accumulate. The light will transfer throughout all your being. I do want to tell you that I'm having a training in October. The link is below the video, and we will be covering many of the teachings from the Emerald Tablets. There's only 4 spots left, and you do have to answer some questions because it's for those who really want to have hands-on teaching and training. If you find, let's see, Tammy says 12 is, yes, at least 12 times these things. There can be 12 layers of resistance. Okay? So call in the light, let it swirl and twirl, circle around, and do its work. If you feel this is helpful, I invite you to share this with your friends, with people who are interested and who won't think you're batshit crazy. I'm Rebecca, and I'm grateful to be of service. And I'm grateful to my friend Thoth, all the beings of light. I want to show you these 2 books again in case you want to study yourself. Okay, this is the original translation by Maurice Doreal. He actually is a Dr. Doreal, who was given the location of the Emerald Tablets by Thoth himself in spirit. This is endorsed by Drunvalo Melchizedek and Greg Braden, for Pete's sake. How can you get any better than that? And Rebecca Marina. And then this is also very good by Billy Carson. This is also endorsed by George Noory of Coast to Coast of the Gaia Network, the author of Chariots of the Gods. Lots of other endorsements in here. I look forward to you being with me in a video. And Linda, all at the same time for the 12 times, or say 12 days in a row. I would say 12 days in a row. However, okay, I'm getting info. It's okay to do it several times during the day. Only this: do not focus on the problem. Focus on the light going to the problem and let it go. Let the light do the work. Make sense? Hope so. All right. I love you all, and it's been my pleasure. And I'll see you on a video again very soon. Bye, everyone.